I can take a picture of it too and just have the picture. Alright, so Malcolm says, you don't want me to become king. Macduff says, are you kidding? Of course I do. Malcolm gives him 3 reasons why you don't want me to be king. The first reason, he says, I'm greedy. I want all your land. I want all your wealth. I want everything. I'm very greedy. I would not be a good king because of that. Macduff says, that's okay. Because we got a lot of wealth in Scotland. I'm sure there's enough to go around, and we can handle that. It's okay. Malcolm says, well, there's more. Another reason I would not be a good king is I am full of lust. And your wives, your daughters, nobody's safe. I want them all. So, over here we can say this is Macduff's response. To the I am greedy, he says, okay. We have wealth. We can share. To the I'm full of lust, he says, that's okay. There are lots of women who would volunteer. There'll be enough for you. Promise. Lots of women. Malcolm says one more thing. He says, well, one more reason that I would not be a good king is because I love fighting. I'm going to stir up fights between the provinces just to watch them go after each other. I'll keep wars going all the time. Well, that's not any better than what they've got now. And so when he says that one, Macduff says, oh, Scotland. Famous line, oh, Scotland, Scotland. I won't even go home. Because he says if Macbeth is what we've got now, and this is what we would get if you come back, I don't want to be there. It's all lost. When he says that, Malcolm knows he's sincere, that he is not there as an agent of Macbeth. And Malcolm then says, just kidding. Okay. Macduff doesn't exactly know how to respond to that. He's very surprised. And so he's like, what? I thought you just said all of that. And Malcolm said, I just really needed to know if you were sincere. The truth is, Macduff, about this greedy thing, I'm really not greedy. I live a very simple life. I really don't need anything. This lust, I'm still a virgin. And this one about fighting, no. I hate fighting. I'm not a fighter. I want life to be peaceful. Macduff, you can imagine his response. He's so confused. Well, then what? What? Why did you tell me all that? So he says, give me a minute. I need a minute to recover. Because it was like he was upset, he was happy, he was down, he was up. Just at that moment, Ross comes in. And Ross says, Macduff, I've got bad news for you. What is Macduff going to get ready to be told now by Ross? He tells him that your family is dead. Can you imagine how Macduff has been jerked around here? First it was this stuff about Malcolm, and now he hears about his family, and he is so upset. That's a really touching scene. He says, all of them, all my pretty ones, even my little boy, all of them are dead, my wife too? Are you sure? And then he says, oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes. What does he mean by that? What do women do with their eyes? And so when he says, oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes, what is he saying he would like to do? He would like to cry. But he's got to be this big tough guy. And Malcolm says, here's a thought. Take that anger, that grief, take that grief and turn it into intense anger. Use your grief to help us to get Macbeth off the throne. And Macduff says, that's what I'll do. And in fact, when we go, he's mine. I want to be the one to kill him, because I have the most reason to kill him. He has killed all of my family, so when we go, he is mine. Now, Malcolm has some good news for him. He says, when we go, England, the King of England, and he's been taking refuge in England all this time. The King of England has given him 10,000 soldiers and a general named Seward. To go back to Scotland and get Macbeth off the throne. Seward is taking his son, called young Seward. I know. He's a general. Seward is a general, young Seward is his son. So the King of England has given him 10,000 soldiers. And so where we leave Act 4, they're headed back to Scotland. They're leaving England with 10,000 soldiers, a general, the general's son, Malcolm and Macduff, and they're headed back to Scotland to take out Macbeth. Act 5 is a very short act, but it has a lot of scenes, because a lot of those scenes are very short, because it goes very fast. A scene in England, a scene in Scotland, a scene in England, a scene in Scotland, and they're moving closer and closer together to that point of intersection where they'll fight, but these are little short scenes. So as you read Act 5, be aware of that. Alright, do y'all get this? Do you have any questions?